You say I make you nervous, a tragedy. I'm a
BTS news today. A normally quiet Saturday morning in Hanamdong, Seoul, turned into the center of global attention. Paparazzi, who usually waited for fleeting glimpses of top celebrities, were instead enveloped in an unusual silence that morning. It wasn't because no artists appeared. It was because someone they all knew very well walked by quickly, silently, without a smile, without the aura of a celebrity he used to radiate. Jungkook, the main vocalist of BTS, the man who had just returned from his military service. The voice and charisma that once lit up stages around the world, now walked past the flashing cameras in silence. What was more puzzling was that just hours earlier, the international entertainment world had been rocked by a shocking announcement from HYB. Labels, World Tour 2025. BTS is back. A sentence that shook the internet, igniting hope in armies worldwide, trending #1 within minutes. But the excitement was not reflected in Jungkook's expression. No posts, no comments. Even when Jimin and RM reposted the announcement on their official accounts, Jungkook vanished from the digital radar. His silence led many to ask, what is really happening with Jungkook? A few hours after the video of his wordless walk went viral, the media began digging deeper. Some internal sources claimed Jungkook had a serious conversation with Bang Si-hyuk at HYB's office 3 days before the tour announcement. No one knows what was discussed, but one anonymous staff member said the meeting lasted longer than usual and ended with Jungkook leaving the room early, before the meeting concluded. "That's not like Jungkook," said the staffer. "He's always respectful of the process, always polite. But this time, he looked restless." Speculations began to swirl. Some said Jungkook wasn't ready to return to the stage after a long military hiatus. Others suspected internal conflicts over the group's musical direction after focusing so long on solo projects. But the hottest rumor came from a now-deleted anonymous forum post that claimed Jungkook had rejected one of the tour concepts proposed by HYB's creative team because he felt it no longer represented the essence of BTS as he knew it. And here's where the thread begins to unravel. A devoted fan in New York last week claimed to have seen Jungkook walking alone in Soho. No bodyguard, no manager, just a black hoodie and a mask. But even in disguise, his aura was unmistakable. He looked deep in thought. I didn't dare approach him because his gaze was empty, like he was having a conversation with himself, the fan revealed on a podcast later quoted by several local media outlets. Meanwhile, HYB remained silent. They repeated their official statement that all BTS members had the freedom to voice their opinions regarding the tour's concept and schedule. But they also stressed that the final decision would be made by group consensus. But it seems that consensus wasn't so easy to achieve. Since the announcement, Jungkook hasn't appeared at open practice sessions, skipped several choreography meetings, and hasn't responded to media interview requests. His personal manager, usually active in giving updates, has become unreachable. More suspiciously, Jungkook's social media, once filled with training videos, studio selfies, or photos of stray cats, has been silent for 5 consecutive days. For longtime armies, this marks his longest digital silence since the Wings era. Amid this silence, Jimin posted a brief message on Weverse. Sometimes silence is the loudest scream. The post was instantly flooded with millions of comments trying to interpret its meaning. Was it for Jungkook? Or something bigger? Former BTS choreographer Sun Sung-duk finally broke his silence in a recent radio interview. He stated that Jungkook has always been the most perfectionist and emotional when it came to performances. To him, the stage isn't just a place to sing. It's a world where he can fully be himself. So if he's silent now, it's not because he's giving up. It might be because he's battling with himself. His words touched many hearts, but also deepened the concern. Is Jungkook going through a creative crisis? Or is there something deeper, more profound than a simple disagreement over a tour concept? One of the most shocking speculations came from within the American music industry. A producer who worked with Jungkook on his solo project, Seven, claimed that tension existed between Jungkook's desire to pursue international music more seriously and HYB's push to bring BTS back to their traditional group format. He's grown. He has his own sound now. It's hard to return to the old formula, the producer said. Does this mean Jungkook is considering a different path, while all eyes are fixed on the silent member? Thousands of armies launched online campaigns using hashtags like #SpeakUpJK and #WeSupportJungkook to show support for whatever decision he makes. They flooded social media with messages of love and empathy. even organizing LED screen projects in Tokyo and New York with the message, "Your silence is loud, but our love is louder." But as of this writing, Jungkook has yet to make a single statement. The silence grew louder on the day of BTS World Tour's first rehearsal announcement. Only 6 members were present. Jungkook was absent. The organizers merely stated, "Jungkook is currently in a period of personal recovery and reflection. We respect his privacy and will provide updates if anything changes." But for fans who followed Jungkook for over a decade, they know, when he chooses silence, it means something truly big is weighing on his heart. That day, Seoul was overcast. The sky seemed to carry the same weight as the fans' hearts, still wondering where Jungkook had gone. Amid tight rehearsal schedules, photo shoots, and press conferences that had been planned for months, Jungkook's absence left not just a physical but an emotional void. In the practice studio, where laughter and music used to fill the room, the energy felt different. Jimin stood in the center of the room, staring at his reflection in the wide mirror. RM sat in the corner, checking choreography notes on his phone. Jin and J-Hope, both recently back from military service like Jungkook, tried to remain calm, though an air of tension lingered. We stared at the floor, headphones in, seemingly trying to block out reality. Suga, usually the quiet observer, looked more unsettled than usual. "We can't keep going like this," Jimin said softly. Everyone turned. No one responded. The words were too simple for the complex emotions they all felt. Jungkook, their youngest, the golden boy who grew up with them since he was 15, now felt like he was in a different world. And strangely, none of them really knew how he felt. "What did he say last time?" Jin asked, his voice heavy. RM sighed, staring at the still empty message thread from Jungkook. He said, "Hyung, I need time. That was the last thing he sent me." "But time for what?" J-Hope said, half frustrated. "We're all adjusting too. But we're here. We showed up." "Jungkook never runs away," V murmured, almost to himself. "If he disappeared, it means something really deep is going on." The tension was palpable. Everyone knew the world tour wasn't just a comeback. It was proof that BTS still existed, still won, still standing on the world stage after all the solo projects, military service, and changes. But if one part was missing, could it still be called BTS? Meanwhile, in a hidden studio in Apgujeong, the dim lights flickered on. Only one person was there, Jungkook. Sitting in front of a microphone, hair slightly messy, eyes tired, he stared at the monitor showing the waveforms of his recorded vocals. He had re-recorded the bridge of his new song more than 10 times. But something still felt wrong. Not technically, emotionally. His producer, a bespectacled middle-aged man, finally stopped the machine. "Jungkook, you know your voice is great, but do you really want to sing this right now?" Jungkook said nothing. "Because I know you're not someone who does things halfway," the producer continued. "If you feel like you should be somewhere else, just say it. The world demands enough already. You don't have to add to that burden by pretending." It took almost a full minute before Jungkook replied. His voice was low, like that of a lost child. "I don't know where I belong right now." The words hit the air like a hammer. For the first time since debuting, Jungkook felt disconnected from music, from the stage, from his own home.